Well, there you are. Again, Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, staying true to yourself and to your goals. Oh, but first, please like, share, subscribe if you want to support the channel, which you do. The information in the description for Cash App and Zelle. Let's do this. So, staying true to yourself and to your goals. You got to have a solid mindset. You can't be having all these abstract opinions. Um, you're gonna get them. You're gonna be flooded. There's gonna be like a faucet of other people giving you opinion. Most of these people that give opinions have never done anything. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, they get up and go to work and this, that, and the other, and they're productive, like members of society. But they've never stepped out of their comfort and done any. But they know they're gonna. You would think people would be like, "Oh wow, congrats! I'll support you." What? No, 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 no. So how do you identify these people? So, and I've said this before about it's it's an interrogation. See, there's interrogations and there's conversations. These interrogations are a series of questions. Usually between by the third to the fifth to the eighth question, well, you know what's going on. And then if you bring it up like, hey man, you're kind of, well, I'm just trying. Watch out for people that I'm just trying. I'm just trying to do my job. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying, whatever it is. That's another tell. See, it's all about them. I self, me, narcissist. And this is why they kind of get passionate about, because they know they'll never do anything. They don't have the guts to try to do set goals. That's why people don't, and you have to like get up. People get up on the wrong side of the bed. I don't know. I figured that out a long time ago, how to like get my mindset. Granted, we all have bad days, but reacting to them, lashing out at yourself or others or what you're doing, that's the crime. You're going to have a rough day. Sustainability. My grandfather, who became a pretty successful antique dealer, I was like, what, asking him secrets. And he was like, look, you have to be consistent with your behavior with people. They can't come in your store. He had a store. You can't come to your store. One day you're angry. One day you're happy. One day no, you run off the clients. You run off the customers. He had this consistent. That's what you have to do. And you can make it hard on yourself. What I don't understand is people don't understand that, like, it's your mind, it's your thoughts. Sometimes people think that like other people are in their head, or people think what they're thinking. They don't. That's what crazy people think. Crazy people think that you know what they're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. I mean, shit, what am I? Nostradamus? I mean, shit. But staying true to yourself. That's the first thing. Who are you? What do you want to do? Then you set those goals. First they make fun of you. Then they want to be like, first they make fun of you. Then they accept you. Then they want to be like you. Again, first they make fun of you. Then they accept you. Then they want to be like you. Anything I've ever done. First comes laughs, like, ha ha, like nervous laughter, because they're too insecure to do their own thing. They might do a smidgen of something. Like when I was in the band world, there were these people that like claimed to be in a band or had a band that played like every 6 months. They usually also worked at a record store or had a fanzine. Somehow they were connected, right? Didn't do anything. And again, everywhere I've been, these been like people like this. Same thing with script writing. Same thing with the art shows. Same thing with their act. Everything. So they think that it's a delusion. They think that then when they realize here comes some genuine artist, and under that artist umbrella, I'm a few things. Other people, everybody. Well, they have to attack. Why would they even give a shit? Because you expose their stagnant creative output. If you're even anywhere near them, because they usually have a mantra. They do. I'm doing that. I'm waiting to. I heard another thing I heard. Well, I'm waiting to when as soon as I get to this position, I'm gonna. No, that ain't how shit works. You got to do it right then and there. Rainy day, bad mood, whatever. You got to keep this stuff up. They think that they've. Again, I've went back 20 years and people are still saying the same thing. usually has to do with the position in life or their finances or this, that, and the other. They think they have to have like, uh, well, you can't rely on people like that. Again, stay true to yourself. Um, and this is the thing. Anytime you do this and don't let it react, because there's other people that they can go to other people to get reaction, because that's what they want. They want that reaction. They want that nanny nanny boo boo. They fall in line after you succeed. They'll claim they're your oldest fan. They will be, oh my God, it's happened to me. I can't even count how many times. Everything I've done, I've had to deal with this. So if you're not used to it, if you've never done, you're going to have to deal with certain people, certain personalities, certain psychologies. Now with the computer age and social media, it's easy for these people to operate. It's easy for them to actually group together. And what they're doing, it's a subconscious thing where they identify and eradicate. They want to get rid of, because you're not the same. You're not the, oh my God, they look at a lot of these, like what people call influencers or whatever. What do they do besides talk? I mean, that's what I do on my podcast, but what do they have any? What did they? Well, I went to college. Yeah, well, okay, your parents paid for your college. That's an indoctrination. They don't, they never really worked. All they have is these opinions, and that's not how life is. That's not how you create things. That's how you deconstruct stuff. Can't get that through their head. So it's easy for these people to reach the masses through like social media. That's why I'm not on social media. I've never tweeted. I've never been on Instagram. I've never did a TikTok video. I've never, and people are telling me, oh, you need to do that to grow up your subscribers and this, that, and the other. Maybe in the future I'll have somebody do that for me. But no, I just don't. It doesn't ring true with me. It doesn't. I just don't like. I don't like. I don't like the thought of it. You have to be true to yourself. You have to stick to your goals. See, I'm kind of a stickler about that. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this every day. Well, then I'm going to do it every day. I was raised by these older people. So that's what they did. They thought it was a sin to say something you're not going to do, and that's what everybody does. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, I'm going to do this, and they don't. They don't want to do that, and that's what that causes misery in their life. Stick to your word. There's always going to be an excuse, and sometimes people behind the scenes, that's what that's how you're dealing with people. Like you'll set a goal, like even like say, hey, we're going to be recording this, that, and the other. You get the studio. Oh, I'm not feeling that good, like the studio owner or whatever. You have to deal with these other. That's why I've tried to do as much as possible on my own, because I know it's going to get done. And I don't want to change my itinerary around someone's like grumpy moods or whatever the hell. It did happen. As soon as you get like a manager, or it's rare to have one that just kind of like leaves you be and let you do what you're going to do. No, they want you to, a lot of times they'll forget. I've had agents like this where don't you remember you told me that? Well, you shouldn't listen to me. I drank too much coffee that day. You're like, what? And then blame you for towing the, what? So you have to stay true and let people know up front. Gotta let them know up front. When I used to hire and fire, when I used to hire people and stuff, I would say in the interview, like, who am I going to meet in about 2 to 4 weeks after you've got like a couple checks under your belt and you start calling in and this thing. Oh yeah, well, I like to go to Vegas, and you gotta let them know up front that you're not gonna. Don't be mean about it. Just like give them a heads up, because that's usually what happens. It was usually part timers too. People that like work part time have caused the most problems. I don't see why. And some businesses now, so they don't have to pay health insurance and stuff, are just hiring part timers, not doesn't have enough foresight to realize that they're losing money in the end because they're going through training and this, that, and the other, and these people steal, blah, blah, blah. People get what they deserve, kind of. But in business, it's literally, I can't believe some of these business models people have that like fail over. And sometimes they're too big to fail, but I'm talking like certain things. It's a long burn. You say if you got like a corporate store, whatever, it's coming. It's catching up. Just to save a little bit of money, you're losing money. No, Same thing with my band. I consider people that were in my band part-timers, meaning they don't write any of the music. They don't need, they're a bass player, drummer, whatever. They're like batteries that can be replaced. I hate to be that way, but it's the truth. I've had people that I've stayed with for a long time because they didn't cause problems. Some people right off the bat within 6 weeks, and I don't know, they go, like, who is this person that I just get another battery, I get another bass player, whatever it was, because I had to stick to my goal, And a lot of times they start. See, it's usually when anything happens, like anytime I was about to release something, then all this drama started. It's like, what's all this, band members quitting, this, that, and the other. We have showcases. That's happened to me a few times where we have a showcase and then twice I've had where drummers quit right before a showcase under the guise of, well, I gotta, there's sabotage stuff. And of course they want to come right back after it's over. What you did? I'm good now. Now you're not. When stuff, as a matter of fact, sometimes they'll be cool when stuff is kind of, they're struggling, you're getting there. Then soon as we get a little taste of the, here comes this drama. That's why you got to stay on track. That's why I went solo and I didn't want to deal with bands anymore because of this said behavior. And they have all kinds of unique ways to come up with it. Usually they'll just talk shit about you when you've helped them out. One of the reasons why I don't jam with people anymore is because I was tired of hearing my licks and songs with other bands. They don't even give me credit. Like, what the fuck? I'll deliberately play shitty if I am in a situation where people are like, oh, hey, I'll act like I can't play. And I've had people like pick up what I'm doing. Like, man, Charlie, what are you doing? It's like, well, I mean, I don't want anybody stealing my licks, my tasty licks. It's an ongoing thing. And honestly, it won't go away. It's human behavior. It's human psychology. So you have to be this kind of an anchor. You got to be like that stone pillar that's not going to move. Because people will try to, if it's a sand pile, well, it's going to be blown away. And you got to stick to what yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to your goals. And I consider yourself and goals kind of the same kind of thing. You can't do anything without goals. Little goals. Pardon me. The sad fact is most people go through life without any goals. They float like they're on a string, just going whatever. Listen to what other people think. They don't believe that they can. Well, if you grow up and you're told you can't do anything, it's going to be hard for you to. Some people are like, they like it. They're like, well, you know what? You tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do this. A lot of people aren't like that, though. I heard a lot of that, especially when I was trying to be a singer or an actor or a painter or whatever, guitar. Well, you don't know how to play. Well, you have to start somewhere. It's like people arguing that a seed won't grow a tree. Well, I don't see anything happening. That kind of thing. Can you imagine people? That's how people are. You have to be, put on your armor of faith and chug ahead. Again, I don't think you can change that. And some of these people are successful. Some of these people are under the guise of, hey, we're gonna help you behind the scene. We're gonna do this, that, and the other. And then here comes the drama. It's just like, are you shitting me? Anything I've ever done, you just can't react to it. I anticipate certain things. Just like, okay, because I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. That's not a good or a bad. It just is. Somehow people want to. That's just how it's always been. I don't know anybody out that. And I've seen people literally like spiral out of control because what other people say about them. Who cares what they say? And then they're all the while telling them that they're trying to help. Again, narcissism, man. People are narcissists. If they're sociopathic, they don't have any empathy except for what involves them. You understand what I'm saying? They will not. They no. Unless it's and that we see that. I mean, that's a cottage industry now. You turn on any kind of media, there's these people domineering with opinions and this, that, and the other. And I usually like, what the? Shut up. But this is a sad fact. If you let that happen to you, it's your own fault. You cannot let others like dictate what's going to happen. If you do, then that's your own. I've had bands. I've seen bands, and I've had bands too, where people try to change this and that. Oh, you need a keyboard player, huh? And I've had people like Scotty Beers and I were talking about this. I have a song called "The Come Down" on my last CD, and it's just an instrumental. It's just 2 tracks. One of them I'm picking through, and the other one I'm soloing over, and I'm using like reverb, chorus, and delay. So it sounds kind of ethereal and everything. And people have, oh no, there's keyboards. They're in. It's 2 tracks. They don't, but I wrote the song. I recorded it. No, you don't. Oh, you recorded something underwater. Underwater? How do you record underwater? You did. It's one of your secrets. Secrets? I wish I knew how to record a chat. I would, if I did, I wouldn't make a decision. I'd be like, look at, I can record underwater. You just got to do. You got to do most of the things that have been said to me about me anytime I've ever done anything since I was in my teens were untrue. They weren't truthful. People will say the darndest shit. I've had drug dealers say, I'm the drug dealer. Drug dealer? Never dealt me drug. Yeah, they're a big time drug dealer. That's just, he's this, he's that, he's whatever. It's like, what? I've had friends start believing some of this. Like, no, it ain't true. Well, they said it. They did. Well, yeah, they're lying. Why would they lie? Because that's what they do. That's who they are. See, I have faith, and I believe in like the afterworld. You better get your shit straight. I almost died in 2013 of typhus, and I was in the hospital, and I had like 3 near-death experiences. See, everybody has to have their own experiences, because I didn't really believe. I'd heard about near-death experiences, but you don't really until you have them. I had 3 of them because I had 3 cardiac arrests. They had to bring me back. Man, there's something else besides this realm. Okay, that's realer than this life. It's hard. Again, people have to have their own experiences. I get it, but it happened to me. So there's a certain thing. There's a certain, because I used to be a wild man, but I always had faith, and I always didn't do certain things. I wouldn't cross certain lines. I had barriers, if you will. Again, people that do worse will talk shit about, well, he's oh, it's not true. None of it is true. If they only knew, it usually comes back to bite them in the ass. Or sometimes they'll become like a big fan, literally like be your biggest fan. Don't be too reactionary. Just because someone said something, it's, sticks and stones might break my bones, but words will never hurt me. What happened to that saying? When I grew up, we used to say that, and it was kind of, nowadays people are looking daily. They're on these social media, and they're just looking to eat somebody apart, slander, baring their teeth when they smile, like just these sociopaths, narcissists. These people are doing really well. And no, that's not gonna keep your circle small. And that's the key. That's the key. Sometimes change is not good. People are like, I want to change. Of course, you want to change like your clothes every day and shower and this and that, But as far as like too much constant change, especially when you have goals, aren't good. You have to repetition is part of do this again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Keep on doing it. If you work out, this. You got to do 1,000 sit-ups before you can't just do 1 or 2. You can't just like, well, no. If you walk every day, you got to see that's the thing. People don't even know themselves. That's a sad fact. They don't know themselves, and they never set goals. Besides getting up, the routine of life as far as like a job, and I get paid on Friday and this and that and the other, they don't have any other And as human beings, we are creators. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is creating things, not misery, not because people have different talents. What I might be good at, somebody else might not be, and what they're good at, I'm not. This, that, and that. They've literally put their eggs in one basket as far as like this social media. Like that's the talent. That's who they're an influencer, whatever it is. We're living in a creative dark ages. There isn't any. I mean, everything has been bombarded by this, nanny boo boo culture. And then if they get caught on it, and here comes the video of them crying after they've doxed everybody in the world. Well, action reaction. That's another thing. They have no foresight. They think, don't you know that there's reactions? They just think they can just get up and, oh my God, I'm gonna, and go after people's the people's true self and then their goals. It's all over. Like I can't, like people like political nowadays, when both sides are just as corrupt as you could, art and artists are what changed the world. People don't remember they remember Van Gogh. They don't remember who was what and where and the governor and all this other politician. They remember Van Gogh. Charles Bukowski. They don't remember who was behind the scenes, but no, they know Charles Bukowski. That's what you have to keep in mind. Because it's all coming. You can't, again, I don't look into too many certain things. If you fall for that trap where you're a narcissist too, and you want this kind of relish in what people think about you, well, that's your own fault. Of course, we all want to be, recognized, and but don't you get over that quick? Don't you? No, you need to feed that, feed yourself, your ego. See, ego is rough. Because people lead by their ego a lot of times. It's not, they don't have a linear line they're going. It's like a non-linear. They'll just do it. They'll just react. Those people are easy to control. If you fly off the handle, well, people want to see you mad. They laugh about it. I've tried to explain this to people, man. You people around me are like, no, I'm gonna. Just like, no, man, don't. Even with something that's happened with me, people have tried to like, well, let me do something. That dude, don't you know? Like, don't play into it. Don't say anything. Don't react. That's why I've kept on doing things like this. I don't do that. Even when certain people have because I've been ripped off. I've been, this, that, and the other. People put my songs on their album without crediting me. I mean, just everything. Don't. It takes around a lot of times for the truth to come out. It takes 5 to 10 years sometimes, even longer. But then you look good for not saying anything. You know what I mean? It builds your character, it builds a legend. If you're just, just because someone jumps off a bridge doesn't mean you have to. And again, it's all verbal too. It's people just talking, they're cackling. It's like, shut up. But the more you do, the more true you are to yourself, the more goals you set. Well, you got to turn that off. You got to turn the volume down on these people. Again, it's up to the individual. Be warned, it's your fault if you let it happen. No one else. But they were trying to. Now you reacted to it. That's ancient knowledge. People have known this. Again, it's how people want to live their life. It's a cottage industry now to attack and destroy people online. Shit. That ain't going to be me. Let people, even people that came after me, let them do it. I don't have to react to it. What other people say is none of my business. What other people say about me is none of my business. It's because they use your name or something, try to involve you. Most of the time, you don't even know these people. Let them do it. Who cares? It'll die down anyway. Don't react. They're looking for a reaction. That's their pleasure. See, they're narcissists. They get off on controlling people's lives and having their their attitudes in other people's minds. They'll never admit it. That's another thing. You're not going to get people. Oh no, 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 no. You can film people doing stuff and they'll still won't admit. Don't you watch crime shows where criminals, we got you on camera? That wasn't me. It is. We've got your DNA, your fingerprints. You're on camera. Oh no, no. They'll never. Don't waste your time. Comment below. Are you staying true to yourself? Do you have goals? Are you setting goals? Like little goals too. That's where you start. Like literally a goal is like, you know what? I'm going to get up and make my bed. That's a goal. Start doing little goals. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. And it sounds easy, but yeah, just do it. I'm a creature of habit. I like a routine, not my whole day, but certain things that I do, I figure out this routine that goes well with me and I repeat it because that's how, I'm not doing different things. Like, there's certain things that I do, like setting certain things in the same place so I can know where they're at, like car keys and this, that, and the other. Because if I put them every different way, you'll lose them. And I know a lot of people are like that. Just throw something around here. No, I'm not like, I have a structured kind of, I need these routines. It helps me succeed. People know this. If you read books about like business and this, that, and the other, you have to have these small routines. It's not for everybody, but that's what I do. Before I do my podcast, I have a little routine I do. Even after my podcast, I have a little routine. When I'm playing my guitar, it's like a discipline. I do flow when I'm doing my live chat, but there's certain things I would look into it. Comment below. Do you have a routine? Some people are scared of routines. I get that too. And I don't want to I'm not too regimented where I've got to do this, I got to do that. And if I don't get my routine, well, then it's, but certain things I stick to my routine. If it doesn't happen, some days, but I get right back on my routine. It works for me. That's just my humble opinion. But yeah, comment below. Are you setting goals? Are you true to yourself? Do you know yourself? Well, there I am. Well, but yeah, I do this every day. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, which you do, the information is in the description for Cash App and Zelle. I appreciate it. I need better gear. I need a bunch. But yeah, I do this every day. I'll be back tomorrow. But I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.